What is up, y'all? Welcome to episode 3 of The Lost Kingdoms of Minecraft. If you haven't watched episodes 1 and 2, I'll link those in the top and you can go watch those first and then join us back here for episode 3. Now, today we are going to be tackling the desert village and continuing our story that we are building in this Minecraft world. I am going to start with terraforming, and I'm going to do that off camera and off time lapse because it would take up way too much time, because this area I have a really good idea and I'm going to need a bit of a mountain, so I'm going to build a mountain here. And also just make this whole island look a little nicer because this village is actually placed on a pretty cool little island. So I'm going to do some terraforming off camera and then we're going to start the transformation. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Plains Village, also known as the White Palm Oasis. This is the first stop on the trader's route after leaving the Plains Village. Unlike the Plains villagers, the desert villagers have been here a lot longer. You could kind of think of them as the historians of this Minecraft world, gathering all the knowledge that they can. I laid out the village with some green wool, and then I started building a couple buildings. I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to build, what style, so in a minute I ended up moving on and doing some trees first. As the historians of the world, it was their greatest honor to protect and share the knowledge that they had. After the young villagers got to the market square, they met some nice villagers who took them to the leaders. They explained their problem that they'd been having with the pillagers and asked if they knew anything about iron golems. The leaders took them into the great library and retrieved a book, and they told the villagers that in the book was the recipe of how to build an iron golem. Iron golems were loyal, they told them, to whoever created them. As the villagers were leaving the great library, one of the Plains villagers noticed a book that looked a little bit different. He asked the leaders what it was. They answered, "That is the legends to the Lost Kingdoms of Minecraft. All we know about them is that all the people are gone, and there was a great war." They invited the villagers to stay for a few days, while the scribes copied the iron golem recipe that they could take with them. They also told them about a couple other villages that they would need to visit to get the things necessary to build the iron golems. Here you can see I'm starting to detail all of the buildings. This one I'm working on now is the market area, and the one to the left of it is the town hall. While the scribes copied the book over the next few days, the Plains villagers learned many more things from the desert villagers, as well as got some directions to the next villages. They also enjoyed the beauty of the oasis and village that surrounded it. After the scribes were finished transferring the book, the desert villagers invited the Plains villagers to see the desert temple before they continued on their journey. But if you want to hear more about that, you'll have to come back in the next episode. Enjoy the rest of the time lapse, and I'll see you guys when I'm showing you the details. This is by far one of my favorite transformations so far. I absolutely love how this build came out. The white palm trees I am incredibly proud of. They're not perfect palm trees, but I really like how they turned out. I added all these parrots, and I also added these fun particles using some tipped arrows that kind of show like where the spring water is coming up. We have in some of their fountains in the town and stuff like that. That's kind of where the water comes out. And then also just some neat water features and little canals and pools throughout the village. We have this camel barn, which is the first build that I built. We also have a watchtower, some residential houses, and the town hall and the trading area. There's several different shops. Some have plants, some have everything under the sun. Like this guy, he has everything. And we also have the great library. Now, I'm super proud of how this turned out as well. We have this kind of indented facade into the mountain, and then inside you have the library textured with regular bookcases and also the chiseled bookcases. Is that what they're called? Chiseled? Yeah, chiseled bookcases. And then we have some ladders and some plants. The plants are actually hiding the lighting, which I tried to do more ambient lighting instead of just making it super bright everywhere. And then there's a little study table in the middle, as well as on this side there's a little bit of a fountain, and that's pretty cool. But then on this side is where they have like the oldest books. This is the oldest part of the library, and so there's two books containing the legend of the Lost Kingdoms. Anyways, there's this neat sword design here that I built into the wall, which I really like. And then I did some glass back there, and I really like how the library turned out. One of my favorite little details in the town is this little village house right here. I tried to give them each their own like character. This villager, while they are all historians and like reading and writing, this villager likes painting. So there's lots of paintings inside the house, and then on the outside there's this little painting easel, and I love this little design. It's like 4 blocks. It's 2 shelves, a fence post, and a painting on it. And it's just so cute to see the little painting, and just adds that extra bit of character to the village, which is really neat. Anyways, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope to be more consistent this year with uploading as best that I can, but I'm really enjoying this series still, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!